My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here. Today is January 25th, 2023. It is 4 a.m. right on spot, 3:59 a.m. So new subscribers, welcome. At some point, I will go back to pure YTE until I get everything settled out. Since I have this as a backup, I might as well still continue sharing videos with you. Okay, so there's a lot to share with you. Yesterday, I was supposed to do 3 videos. I only did 2. Because I had too much to do, and I edited those 2 videos already, and now I'm doing I might do 2 videos today, the one I did not do yesterday and the one that I plan on doing today, but I want to cover the one that I want to do today first, and then I'll do the one that those tweets that I bookmark that was supposed to be the 3rd video yesterday later on. So with that being said, let's get started. So this, I posted it on my community board. The link is in the I also share the link on my community board as well. So I want to cover it here. I did not read the article yet. I might go into it just to read a few paragraphs, then later on I'll read the rest myself. Okay, so it's Vanity Fair. Quote, Harry and Meghan director Liz Garbus aim to spotlight the quote larger historical context and quote of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's story with the hit docuseries. Okay, so let's go into it. I think I have it open already. So this is it. Harry and Meghan director Liz Garbus wanted to connect the dots to larger historical issues. Okay, let's see here. Can I read that? You read your last compliment article, subscribe. Okay, so I cannot read it. I will have to subscribe to it. I didn't know I read. Okay, read this for free. Continue read without subscription. Please sign in. Okay, so I need to create an account. I don't want to create an account. Okay, so I'll put the link in the description. You guys could read it. Okay, so there's this comment here. Make it stop. There's me responded. Why did you stop? Read. Comment. You know you could have just scrolled by. Don't read and comment. You know you like it. Who forced you to do all of this? If you are a child, you should not be on any social media platforms. Learn to control yourself. At this point, no one cares about your feeling. All right, let's go into it. There's 2 other comments. Okay, all you have to do is leave. Use your mute option. Set filters or even black. Making it stop is up to you. So make it stop. Exactly. I don't know what's wrong with these people. Okay, let's read some more comments and then I'll move on. Meanwhile, your magazine continues platforming Katie Nichols, who knows next to nothing about Harry and Meghan, haven't met them before but talks about them as if she lived with them. When will you stop using her and others like her selling lies about the Sussexes daily? Be better. All right, so there's 2 comments in there. Okay, I won't follow. Read Vanity Fair. There's sources, a tabloid journalist. Okay. The only thing I came across, I believe there was a article about, I think Princess Anne. When she says something, don't change the wheel or something like that. They don't want the monarchy to change or something like that. So I have a small portion of that from Vanity Fair, but I don't really follow Vanity Fair that much. Okay, I think someone retweeted it and it came on my timeline. Okay, let's see here. I would much rather hear from Harry and Meghan. Loved the docuseries. I am glad that they are telling their story. I'm also glad that Harry has written a book. I read Spare, and my respect for the couple increased tenfold. Okay, let's see this. Is this from the thing? Prince Harry hasn't attacked his family or the monarchy. He defended his wife and he's told the truth about the symbiotic relationship between the palace and the media that brutalized her. Yeah, when I listened to the audio of the book, I didn't see anything where Harry saw, based on what the tabloid was saying, like destroying the family or saying some negative thing. As a matter of fact, I think, okay, he elevated the royal family, including Charles. This morning I was going somewhere to pick up my son, and I started listening to it again. Okay, and there's a part where he said, I must have slept when I heard that part the first time. But when his father put him to sleep, and when he got up, he realized that dad is not there. So there was some sort of a sentimental feeling, you know, a child and a father. I thought that was nice. Did Charles sit and listen to the thing? But instead, I don't know, the tabloid in the UK make it seems like the book is really bad. Maybe there are some part of it, but majority of the things that Harry said make the father look, you know, human. Like the way that I usually say, he has no feelings, he act like a freaking mechanic and all of that. But Harry sort of put some human value into his father. So I don't know. All right, so let's continue. Why should he be silent about his life and experience in favor of having his existence defined by Buckingham Palace, the royal industrial media complex, with its ubiquitous, omniscient, and clairvoyant anonymous sources, seems to always know more about Harry and Meghan's life than Harry and Meghan. It seems that the argument against Harry and Meghan speaking about their lives is that the only people who are allowed to speak about them are the anonymous courtiers who carry out the bidding of the King and Prince of Wales. That's Charles and William. There come a time, this is the thing, they want to mold and shape Harry to the public the way that they want to, because the institution raised the heir to be that way, okay, to have a say on Harry's life, and Harry cannot say anything about his life. And that part that I was listening to, where in the book today, where Harry's saying he was just a spare, he understand his position. But I think, I don't know, Meghan opened his eyes. But when Harry tried to defend himself and they call foul on him, my goodness, I would like to see if the role were to reverse on those two, William and Charles, how will they feel? Any little thing, they start crying foul. Okay, and Harry, all he's doing is defending himself and his wife. Okay, there comes a time when dignity requires a response. That hour has clearly arrived for Meghan and Harry because of the dishonest and vicious abuse of men like Piers Morgan and Jeremy Clarkson. Their conduct is grotesque. They are bullies, and bullies deserve to be called out because there is nothing lower. All right, let's see here. There's 7 comment on that. The Royal Industrial Media Complex. I couldn't agree with this more. Totalment. Okay, exactament. That's different language. This is good. Totally agree. Prince Harry is an honest, dignified man. That's why we are millions and soon billions to support them, because we all understood the treatment that his father Charles had toward Meghan. It's racism. Thank God they are safe in the United States. God bless and protect them. Okay, let's read some more. Okay, what is that? You know we can see your hidden replies. Okay, what is that? Who's that? Fabio. One opportunity for you guys to find balanced opinion rather than crazy and deranged British media BS that you promote. Okay, I don't know. Let's see here. The fact that the royal family thought they could threaten, harass, and lie about American cooperation is funny to me. Who told them they had power outside of the UK Taliban? Oh shit, UK Taliban. Okay, Liz Garbus, enjoy the docuseries. I do go back and watch it several times. We'll watch the other named documentaries. Interesting that people do not want them tell their story. Great job. Wishing you much success. Okay, great article and outstanding docuseries. Liz Garbus, it was great to finally hear Harry and Meghan's story from their own mouths instead of from the biased so-called UK journalists, there's the rolling eye, mouthpieces of the royal family, clown, also serving as intro to Harry's memoir. Well done. Okay, great article about Liz Garbus. Wonderful to hear her thought on the docuseries and her previous work. Alright, yet Vanity Fair continues to seek out the most vile and deceptive royal reporters to offer skewed commentary on behalf of the palace. As I'm reading this, the thing that came to mind is when Harry was explained how the royal voter works. So when the royal voters say things about the palace, okay, the royal family, it gives it more credibility. So now, I mean, the squad knew about that already, but I think despite the fact that the tabloid, Vanity Fair for instance, know about this, remember they are about money. This is where the readers have to do their due diligence, okay, which they are, and they're calling Vanity Fair out. But even though individually, not the company itself, Vanity Fair, individually, they know the people are lying, but as the company, okay, to back up their claim, they rather go through the royal voters, despite the fact that they know they're telling lies. So that way, if push come to shove, people are suing the company, they could say they're getting their information from royal voters. Does that make sense? Okay, so this is where it comes to the readers. You have to do your due diligence. And it's almost like when that guy was talking about, I think it was Princess Diana's former butler or something like that, was saying something about when Diana passed, and he told Harry and William to take something of Diana's as a souvenir and all of that.
When William and Harry came to see me at Kensington Palace shortly after their mother died, I said to them, you must take something. Take something which belonged to her that you can keep safe.
And Harry took the ring and William took the watch.
What do you want, William? I said. I'd like Mummy's Cartier watch, the one that Grandpa Spencer gave to her for her 21st birthday. Okay, I went to the safe and I got the watch. And what about you, Harry? What would you like? I remember, he said, when I held Mummy's hand when I was a small boy, that ring always hurt me because it's so big. Do you mean her engagement ring? Yes. So I went to the safe and gave Harry Diana's engagement ring.
And when William was getting married, Harry gave the watch to William and all of this.
William told Harry that he was going to become engaged to Catherine. Harry said to him, wouldn't it be fitting if she had Mummy's ring? And then one day, that ring will be sat on the throne of England.
Okay, at the beginning, I took it as facts. Why? Because he was working for Princess Diana. Okay, so who rather tell you the truth than the person who was there itself? Then later on, Harry came and said the ring was never his to give to William in the first place.
So Harry gave up his precious treasure.
The ring was never his to give to William in the first place.
His one thing he kept from his mother, he gave to his brother. That's selfless.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying about Vanity Fair and the royal voters. So despite the fact that the company knows there's lies within that, but they have to go to the part where the royal family use as their, I guess you would say, mouthpiece, okay, as form of credibility. But when push comes to shove, if their Vanity Fair is being sued, they could easily say this is where they get the information. But the squad, you know, due to things that we've read, different sources, we plug things together, we put one and one together, and we said this is full BS. Alright, so I hope I explained myself good here. So with that being said, let's move on. I just realized I didn't finish with the tweet. Okay, yet Vanity Fair continues to seek out of the most vile and deceptive royal reporters to offer skewed commentary on behalf of the palace, hence the spread of one-sided, cringy and negative derogatory rhetoric on Harry and Meghan across news platform. Just stop. I have more. Hopefully I could get to the Andrew part because there's some stuff regarding Virginia Giuffre that's brewing. Next tweet. Okay, quote, Buckingham Palace said that we didn't reach out for comment when we did. And quote, says Garbus. That's the same it's like a continuation from the Vanity Fair thing. All right, so the producer is saying, I think she's the producer, right? Garbus, she's the director of Harry and Meghan docuseries. Buckingham Palace said that we didn't reach out for comment when we did. They did that to discredit us, and by discrediting us, they can discredit the content of the show. We lived through some of those moments. Wow, director, yeah, so that's the director of it, okay, of Harry and Meghan Netflix docuseries. Okay, so she responded back. Okay, Liz said, I don't play that. There's the fire. Okay, disgusting people, Harry and Meghan, truth, and the king and the monarchy. Let's see, there's more reply. What else? Okay, sit down, Liz. It was the worst documentary in years. Oh, thank you for watching, to give that that comment. Many of my neighbors and Tribeca are in TV and films. It's not your place to defend the work. Okay, whatever. At least you watch. Okay, we don't want to hear from Meghan. You don't, but other people do. I'd rather hear from Harry and Meghan than the royal rats who's spewing nonsense about it. Okay, and Harry is national disaster. Okay, this is not a love story. Okay, so what is a love story? It is for Harry and Meghan. Okay, it's a codependency. They are toxic, but you prefer pedophile, the angel type, as the some sort of a love story. Let's see, there's 4 comments in here. Oh, I did respond. Okay, this documentary is a huge success and you are nobody, cry more. And there's me responding here. I don't even know why they even bother watching it and follow the comment about it. Follow and comment about it. These people idea of love seems to be pedo type of behavior. Harry and Meghan are talking about their love story. LOL. These strangers think otherwise. And now claiming people are forcing them to like Harry and Meghan. No one needs to do anything. Okay, I guess I guess you already know the answer. Thanks for watching. Exactly. Thanks for watching the show and then to comment. All right, let's see here. Okay, so these are extra comments. Let's go to the next tweet. I will leave the Vanity Fair link in the description. I wasn't able to read it. I need to be a subscriber of some sort. Okay, next tweet. Hugh Grant years ago called the UK press a protection racket that scared politicians into silence. Prince Harry says that the royal family is terrified of the tabloid because they know where all the skeletons are buried. With Spare, Harry has taken away any power over him. Okay, this is 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's listen.
Nothing. You was clearly endemic in the British press at that time, and you did nothing. But I will give you this. I'll give you this credit. It's not really credit, but it's like semi-sympathy.
Semi-sympathy. You know, I haven't heard much about Hugh Grant lately. Since that, I think I came across this video before. But sometimes you have so much hope for many prominent Brits, and they come really strong, and then later on they just follow the same order as what the monarchy want them to do. So that's one thing I need to stop in between at some point. Okay, let's continue.
You were frightened of falling out with, for instance, Murdoch, because at that time you still probably thought he could get you elected. But more importantly, this is the sinister business. There's an individual threat going on. MPs were terrified individually of taking on any of the tabloids, but especially anything from News International. I mean, the prime example being when there was the Culture and whatever it is Select Committee in 2003. No, it was the later one, I think, 2006-9, when they tried to bring Rebecca Brooks in to see them, and she refused, and they asked again, and she refused, and they kept asking, and finally the message got through to the Select Committee: if you make me come, I will destroy your personal lives. And they backed off, terrified.
This is sad. This is very sad. The UK people know about that. They know, but yet they support this kind of behavior of the tabloid, and they only care, it seems, okay, from the outside, it seems they only care when it affects them personally. So why wait until it comes to you? Okay, just remember, human beings are not perfect. You will make mistakes. So when would you realize that? Is it when you make a mistake and then the tabloid come after you? That's when you wish you could have done something? Okay, there's Harry here who already experienced this type of abuse of the tabloid since he was a child. He's warning so many people about that. I don't know. And then there's Hugh Grant who came way before Harry saying about it. Okay, making it public. And well, Harry been saying that too since he was young. But you have two prominent people who's telling you this is not a good practice. I don't know why still some people in the UK are supporting this type of behavior. And also, to add to that, the US is dealing with Murdoch right now. There's going to be a trial that's going to come up. I think it has to do with the election that happened where Fox News, which owned by Murdoch, were lying to the people. So the company that do the voting is suing Murdoch for and billions, not million, billions of dollars. So we shall see and how that goes. But let's continue.
And that's what MPs have been. They've been, on an individual basis, absolutely terrified. It was, after all, Chris Bryant at that same select committee who asked Rebecca Brooks the question, have you ever paid the police? And when she made her terrible gaffe and said yes. And 6 months later, what happens? Chris Bryant is outed by The Sun as being gay. You know, this is a protection racket, and it should not be called anything else. And these are supposed to be our lawmakers.
Okay.
When the first time I heard Hugh Grant talking about this, I was like, this is someone who pays really good attention. He's not just an actor who reads script of somebody else's. He was paying attention, and I thought that was very brilliant of him, you know, because he pays attention. Let's continue. This is Harry's turn now.
So I'm acutely aware of where my family stand and how scared they are of the tabloids turning on them.
Turning on them for what? They're the royal family.
Yes, but it's there is this invisible what's termed or referred to as the invisible contracts behind closed doors.
Yeah, that's sometimes when people are explaining certain things to you, if you're not there and paying attention, you see little clues here and there happening. It's really hard to explain unless the people come out and say it. But this is the hard time Harry was having to explain it, even though he's from the inside. And at the same time, if you were not paying attention, you will not understand what he's talking about. But let's continue.
Between the institution and the tabloids, UK tabloids.
How so?
Well, it is to simplify it. It's a case of if you as a family member are willing to wine, dine, and give full access to these reporters, then you will get better press.
Okay, and we've seen this. You have Camilla dancing with them, do all this crazy stuff, and that article that I came across where Charles is taking William to parties and all of that. So I knew about this before the Oprah interview, because that article, I stumbled upon it by accident because I was searching for one thing and I ended up with it. All right, so let's continue. It's on my PYTE. I think the link is, I attach it as part of my preset of upload, because many times when I'm talking about it, I didn't want to go search for the link, so it's part of my upload.
What do you care about better press if you're royal?
I think everyone needs to have some compassion for them in that situation, right? There is a level of control by fear that has existed for generations. I mean, generation
But who's
after
controlling?
generation.
And the thing is that you would have assumed the royal family will change their ways. You would have think so. Let's say the tabloid knows something negative that the royal family did. Okay, after they know of that, okay, don't add more negativity for the tabloid to know. But instead, they keep on doing the same thing. It's piling up, and then the tabloid know more, and then they become a freaking prisoner of their own stupidity. All right, so there's Harry here. Thank God for Harry. Some of the things that the tabloid were talking about him when he was young, okay, at least these are off his back. It's like a monkey off his shoulder. He has nothing to worry about and just keep on moving forward. And meanwhile, he was struggling to be a good human being, but his own family were keep on pushing him down. Okay, but until they come after his wife, he's like, F this. All right, let's continue. One of the few press people Harry mentioned by name is Rupert Murdoch, whose politics he described as, quote, just right of the Taliban. Prince Harry braver that every other member of the royal family and most elected politician spare. Sometimes when you have nothing to lose, they already try to destroy you, so you have nothing to lose. You don't give a F. Here, Prince Harry went in on Murdoch. My word, spare. Okay, 1 minute and 20 seconds. Let's bookmark this.
Around this time that I began to think Murdoch was evil. No, strike that. I began to know he was. First hand. Once you've been chased by someone's henchmen through the streets of a busy modern city, you lose all doubt about where they stand on the great moral continuum. All my life, I'd heard jokes about the links between royal misbehavior and centuries of inbreeding, but it was then that I realized lack of genetic diversity was nothing compared to press gaslighting.
Wow, that's a good comparison here. But let's continue.
Marrying your cousin is far less dicey than becoming a profit center for Murdoch Inc. Of course, I didn't care for Murdoch's politics, which were just to the right of the Taliban's. I didn't like the harm he did each and every day to truth, his wanton desecration of objective facts. Indeed, I couldn't think of a single human being in the 300,000-year history of the species who'd done more damage to our collective sense of reality.
Phew, that's a huge comparison. Yeah, he's pretty much destroying democracy everywhere he goes. The things that you see going on. I don't know if I bookmark it here. I think I did, but I shared it on my community board where some kids who walk with some stuff that says abolish the monarchy and they're being arrested and all of that. But anyway, let's listen.
But what really sickened and frightened me in 2012 was Murdoch's ever-expanding circle of flunkies. Young, broken, desperate men willing to do whatever was necessary to earn one of his grinchy smiles.
That is spot on. That is spot on. And this is why sometimes I'm saying, I don't understand why these old people, are doing this type of reporting to really destroy the future of the younger generation. I don't understand. The Harry is a man who pays attention since 2012. How old was he back then?
And at the center of that circle were these two mopes, the Tweedles.
Wow. Let's see, there's one comment under it. Okay, so on point regarding Murdoch, an evil, despicable man. Audiobook is a yes for me. Mentally gripping and compelling. Thanks for sharing. Okay, let's go back and read some more and then move on. Whatever is here. What Harry didn't want to come out and say there are nasty little secret that the royals do not want out there. The press are blackmailers. And this is why they're doing phone hacking and all of that. Can you imagine if they're hacking into everybody's phone and they're pretty much gonna hold the people of the UK hostage and to submissive to their democracy? Sometimes it's best to not give a shit, because when you start thinking you're perfect, then they start putting those little imperfections out, and then you start going crazy. And this is why they think Harry is not well, because Harry doesn't give a shit, because nobody's perfect. My goodness, this is really sick. Okay, but let's continue. The press are blackmailers, which is true. That's what Harry didn't say there to spare his family blushes. That was so revealing, because I've been watching royals for many decades and then realized that outside of England, British royal family has no real power and are only relevant so far as the British media allows madness, in my opinion. Okay, Hugh Grant should be Prime Minister of England. Okay, hacked of Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant, you hit the nails on the head. Bravo. Yes, well said. Absolutely 100%. Camilla is very close to them, the Rottweilers. Okay, Harry is actually sympathetic to the family here, knowing that this invisible contract is the protection racket you just spoke of. His book basically attempts to break that contract. Okay, the royal family are being held hostage by the media. It holds a new meaning to the biblical verse, truth shall set you free. It amazes me how many commentators miss this simple yet complex truth. Then again, they're probably the kind of person who victimizes others on a regular basis, and now resent having their playbook published. So there's that. Okay, let's go to the next tweet. Next one. Okay. Quote, people are very happy to read everything about Harry and Meghan when it's somebody else writing about them. But when they want to tell their story, it suddenly become an issue. Exactly. At Liz Garbus. That's the Docuseries, what is it? From the Vanity Fair. The producer. Okay, I just love how Harry and Meghan have snatched the money bag from all the royal reporters and left them begging for crumbs 100%. You don't know how much I love this picture. I love this picture. Not because of Harry and Meghan, okay? It's the background to see Meghan's friend, how happy she is for them. Look at her face in the back. It's almost like this. She is more happy for Harry and Meghan. This is why I love this picture. Okay, look at her in the back. It's like, yes, they made it. Because she, there was an interview. I don't know if it was Access Hollywood or one of those TVs were interviewing her. Okay, because she said she had lived through the ups and downs. And I'm inserting my own thing here. She had lived through it with them. So she knew what was going on.
We're all happy that we are in a new era. You know, we get to tell the truth. Things are different now. I'm so thankful that they are finally acknowledging the experience. But on the other side, I know that the family and the staff were well aware of the extent of it. And though their recollections may vary, ours don't, because we lived through it with them.
So them making it here, there's the reception, the partying and dancing. She was so happy for them. This is what this picture tells me.
Because we lived through it with them.
And there's Meghan here. Poor Meghan. They put her through hell. And Harry, who's been through it, he's immune to it. He just couldn't believe this woman's still there. And knows what's gonna happen later. I love this picture. And look at Meghan. It's like, yep, I'm all yours. And there's her in the back. Her friend is like, yes, they did it. Oh my goodness, she has some really good friends. Okay, the nerve of telling your truth. Exactly. All right, let's go to the next tweet. I think I bookmarked this because of that comment, that picture itself. Next tweet. I really truly love that picture. Next tweet. Harry married up to a woman way beyond anything the British royal family had ever seen. Then he moved up into a glorious, warm Cali home, had 2 beautiful babies, and started to live a good, meaningful, and successful life. The detractors offers nothing to refute the solid evidence before their eyes. Oh my goodness. And this is what's really eating them up, because they didn't expect any of these. I was shocked. Actually, there was a picture I came across. I think it was the kitchen. I thought it was a random picture one of the squad took from the internet and said, this is Harry's thing. Later when I found out it was theirs, I was like, what in the name? Literally, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? I'm not trying to put it way down. Knowing the fact, what they have, the money that they're taking from people, the taxpayers' money, the way the other brothers living lavishly and all of this, to see this is where they put Harry. I'm like, what in the name? And now that they are in California, they have their own home. It is theirs as long as they could pay tax, the tax every year. It is theirs. Okay? This is what's eating them up, because they don't want anything lavish. Anything. It doesn't have to be lavish. Anything nice for Harry, it pisses them off. And at the same time, when you look at back in the 60s, 40s, 30s, whatever, when segregation was part of the system, okay, in the US, when you look at bathrooms for the colored people and whites, and they purposely make it look disgusting for them. But why? I just don't understand the freaking mentality of these people. Why? Why their mind have to be this way to differentiate people like this? Because the mindset that they put in their freaking being, they wanted anything for Harry to be less than what the other brother had. And now this is what's killing them alive. Just because Harry and Meghan wanted nice things for themselves. And they worked their butt off for it too. It's not like they give it to them. They work their ass off for it. All right, let's read some of the comment. I went way beyond. Okay, don't forget the ocean views. I'm so happy for them. Love wins. Me too. The royal family is surprisingly Tokyo. That sounds weird to say with all their money and travel, yet they are surprisingly provincial. I think we forgot that. Harry's experiences in the military really expanded his understanding of the world. If the royal family were smart, they'll use it. Okay, I feel like I read this. Did I put it in another video? Okay, that's that. They are like these insular mountain clans you hear about. The world is itty bitty and very limited, but they have lots of money and prestige. Just a pity he cannot move on. Who? Harry? Harry have moved on, but they keep on talking about him, so he has to tell his truth. All right, let's move on to the next tweet. I think I read that though on another video. Okay, next tweet. Okay, so I did put this. This is the part here. This is outrageous. Police in Bolton search for teenagers aged 16 and 17 and threatened to arrest them because one of them had abolished the monarchy placard. Simon.org. Okay, so there's that. The link of this article will be in the description. If these people are bothering young people like this, when their future looks so dark, they're trying to move forward, but the system keep on pushing them down. When kids, young people don't give a shit, this is where you have to be worried about. I spoke about this and something similar on my other channel, Pure YTE. I think I brought up, when I put that picture of the Tiananmen Square, that young person, I don't know if it's young, but that single person stood in front of the tank. Search for it. Search for Tiananmen Square protest or whatever. I'm not gonna put the picture. A person stood in front of the tank. I think whatever he had in his hand was all his belonging. I think it's one bag. And I spoke about that. YouTube either blacked the video, or I don't know if I adjusted it or whatever. It was way back, probably 2020 or 2021. Okay, when people don't give a F, they don't give a F. And then through the protests of the Tiananmen Square, China did some adjustment, but yet they still kept under control. But it seems like the UK is not listening. They're not listening at all. They're not trying to make any adjustment to at least accommodate the next generation. But instead, it seems like, again, my opinion from the outside, they want to push through their objective through the people. So when people don't, you keep on pushing people down, they have nothing to lose. You see, shit is gonna fly off the wall. All right, let's read some of the comments. The link of this article will be in the description, and I also have it on my community board. Okay, did you get permission for this photo, Simon, by the others and this image? Because if I am not mistaken, you can be prosecuted without permission. Okay, I think you are mistaken, as it's covering by reasonable use of news image, but I will check. I have permission of the person who is clearly visible at the front of the photo. I think in the US, what is it? If you are in public use or something like that, I don't know. There's some laws about that. People need to look. Okay, I didn't admit. Okay, why are you making it look like as if it's a newspaper article you have gone across when you have actually written it, then just retweeted it? Why not just say what you want to say instead of trying to give it more gravitas? Okay, I didn't mean it to sound like that. Okay, so this is a little conversation that's going on, but let's see here. Next thing will be that nobody can ride a horse, only the king. LOL. This is fascism. Hey, okay, welcome to, what is it? UK-ovia. Okay, UK is now like North Korea in Europe. It's been happening, but people were so gravitated or hypnotized by Harry and Meghan things. But okay, I was aware of these things were happening. Is that when back in 2020 or 2021, when they were paying attention, the monarch were paying attention, when they see a shift is happening and they made adjustment with the law. Okay, I saw this happening. It's really hard to say, but I was paying attention to a lot of political stuff in the UK back then, so I saw the shift was happening, and I think I mentioned it in some of my old videos. Okay, well done. That young person, he examples law-abiding is and the right to protest peacefully which obviously the police officer was not. Law-abiding and harassed them. Not a police service for the people, but a force for a government supporting an outdated system. Okay, it's King Charles cool, a dictator now, or is it the Camilla? Okay, freedom of speech, question mark. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. I don't know, people need to pay attention. Stop focusing on Harry and Meghan's personal issues. Okay, this is a thread. The British royal family is out of control. The first indication was the deliberate disrespect shown Harry and Meghan, at the Queen's funeral, knowing the world was watching and not caring how damaging those optics were to the monarchy. Now it's the battle for power and positioning. Okay, this is a thread, so let's continue. The problem is senior royals know each other dirty secret, leaving Charles in a weakening position as monarch, Camilla Parker Bowles weakening havoc, and Prince Andrew blackmailing his way back onto the balcony. Ironically, Meghan and Harry will have been loyal allies for undeserving King Charles III. That's right, but I don't know. The jealousy is beyond my comprehension. I do not understand. Why create enemy within when these two were just there to help support you? I don't know. Let's see here. Okay, Queen Consort Camilla exploiting her new status to try and make Kate Middleton's life a nightmare, claim Palace Insider. Okay, that's them problem. I don't care about that. King Charles III reportedly rewarded Prince Andrew for being intensely loyal. He has no choice. If he's not loyal to his brother, where is he gonna be loyal to? Because if he go outside the UK, anyone who has agreement with the US, they most likely will send him to the US to be, regarding the Epstein thing. So he has no choice but to be loyal. Okay, to the royal family with Christmas Day Sandringham appearance. Okay, Queen Camilla is making changes at Sandringham, and staffers hate. Okay, and staffers hate it. Right, Prince Andrew is planning a bid to overturn his £3 million settlement with sex accuser Virginia Giuffre, and even wants to make her apologize. Okay, good luck with that. Where is it? I think I shared something like that on my community board where someone mentioned that he's trying to bring it to trial in the UK. But when you think about it, did anything happen between Virginia and Andrew and the UK? So there have to be some sort of how do you call this, where if something had happened in the UK, maybe yes, but in order for Virginia to bring that lawsuit to New York, it's because things had happened on the ground in New York City, Manhattan. Okay, otherwise she couldn't bring anything in court. All right, so I have some videos on this channel regarding that, so go check those videos out. All right, so, and then there's some laws that had to switch. I think what's his name, the former governor Andrew Cuomo, adjust the law so people who I think there was some there's a term for it, I can't think of it, when something had expired. They have a legal word for it, but I can't think of it. When something had happened and the time had passed, come and go, but the governor had made some adjustment. And then around that time, was making the governor of New York life a living hell. And until he had to, how do you call it? Not quit. Yeah, he had to quit. Resign. That's the word. Resign. And later on, they find out he didn't do anything wrong, but the pressure was so much. I don't remember what it was. I follow a lot of this. It's probably in some of the videos in there. But later on, they didn't charge him because they didn't see him do anything wrong. And I knew from the get-go it was because of the Virginia Giuffre thing that was happening. They were making his life a living hell. But for the Virginia case, the governor had extend something limitation. I forgot the term of limitation, and then she took that opportunity to bring the case to New York. And then what Andrew was doing, he was challenging the New York Constitution and said this cannot be done because of that or whatever. All right, go back to some of my videos on this channel, and I have some on my other channel, PYTE, about that. Okay, but a lot of them are on this channel because some people on some squaddies were not into it, so I put it on my backup channel, so it's on this channel. Okay, what else? Let's see here. I disagree. I'm old enough to remember Diana, and that was, in my opinion, the first indication that they were out of control, and then came her untimely death. I'll leave it there. Okay, you are probably correct. The difference today is social media. Had there been social media, I believe Princess Diana would be alive today. The British media attacked and abused Diana at the royal family behest will not have gone unchallenged, and the treacherous Camilla Parker Bowles will not be queen. Let's see here. She's not queen yet. Isn't when the coronation is done, and then that's when everything is valid? I don't know. Her dream job. Okay, what was the balcony? Okay, I can't care two figs about who is on the balcony. I don't know. The things that these people seems to take so precious to them, I'm like, what the F? Instead, I think Andrew just dodged a bullet. Okay, luckily for him, the queen, okay, I'm not saying what she did was right, but she's trying to protect her son and the institution. But these people seems like they don't understand. But the queen trying to keep the institution intact, pay the thing off so the thing don't go to trial. But there's this guy, Andrew, what he cares about is to be on the freaking balcony when he just dodged a huge bullet, okay, of that lawsuit. Okay, if they treat their own with so much disgust, even at a funeral of a loved one, they are just mean-spirited. Yep, let's go to the next one. I have one more after this. Let's see here. I watched 2 episodes of Call The Midwife since I started reading Spare, and guess what? They spoke of hormones in each, meaning Kate Middleton hasn't watched much of the show in the past 12 years. I never watched that. Okay, she ignorant and was too lazy to read a book or carry out the research. So much for the early years expert. I don't know. I've said enough about this. I don't know. The topic that she's bringing, it's a good topic, but the thing is that it's very complex, and there are a lot of brainies, okay, geniuses out there who've done a lot of work on that. The only thing is that they don't have the platform, but she does. What's her name? Kate does. She has the platform. All she had to do is team up with some of these people who's already done the hard work. Give them the platform to share their work. But hey, she wants to start from scratch, by all means. Next tweet. That's all I have on that. And this is my last one. This one I just put it. Okay, new updates on good King Harry and Princess Meghan. Okay, breaking news. After a few days out of the public eye, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, Duke and Duchess of Sussex, have been spotted doing whatever the F they want, wherever the F they want to do it, because they are grown-ass adults who make their own money and don't owe anyone shit. According to the Sussex insiders, the couple will soon resume living rent-free in the minds of facially challenged misogynists like Jeremy Clarkson and professional liars like Camilla Tominey. Look at Sussex Squad Central. The squad or something. I had to share that with you. There's me here, spot on. The squad are laughing them straight. There's that. I love it. This is absolutely and amazingly well said and done. This is the type of Sussex news the trash tabloid should pick up. And there's that. Okay, I'm glad I didn't take a drink when I saw this. Brilliant. Thank you very much. There's that. The squad are just laughing. Okay, breaking news. Okay, I love this kind of breaking news. I love this breaking news. We need more this kind of breaking news more often. Okay, so this is it. Let's do I was looking for something regarding Prince Andrew because I retweeted something. All right, so let's do a prayer for the word goodness sake come to mind. Let's just type it and see what happened. Goodness sake. Okay, wow. Sometimes I laugh at myself when, I don't know, I just put a word up and then to come across a prayer, I'm like shocked. Okay, let's see here. Help me to live your goodness and kindness each day. Remind me that my action express who I am even more than my words. May I love as you love. Let me be good to those who wish me harm. Okay, forgive those who need forgiveness. Okay, let me be good to those who wish me harm. This one, I have a small question mark on that. Let me be good to those who wish me harm. The squad be like, if you go low, I'm gonna go lower. That's what came to mind. I'm gonna put a question mark on that, because now, knowing many of those haters, they don't have any ounce of goodness in their heart to be forgiven. So this, I'm gonna leave a question mark on that. All right. Forgive those who need forgiveness. This I'm okay. And reach out to kindness to all I meet so they can experience the unconditional love of God. All right. Let's go to the next one. I'm laughing at myself. No, this one is too much. Let's read this one. Watch thou, dear Lord, with those who wake or watch, or weep tonight, and give thine angels charge over those who sleep. Tend thy sick ones, Lord Christ. Rest thy weary ones. Bless thy dying ones. Soothe thy suffering ones. Pity thine afflicted ones. Shield thy joyous one and all. For thy love's sake. Amen. Saint Augustine of Hippo. All right, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And check the description for links of I believe the Vanity Fair and regarding the 60-year-old who had the anti-monarchy card. Okay, so that's it for now. I'm gonna do the other video regarding the Prince Andrew, which I left out for yesterday's video. Thank you for your support.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness, and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
Go get